Have you noticed that things in the Chinese entertainment industry have been feeling off lately? A seemingly ordinary promo video of actress Chen Duling was recently dissected frame by netizens, and the results are unsettling. Her teeth appear to vanish into thin air, her expressions are eerily stiff, and the background looks less like a studio and more like a windowless basement. What was supposed to be a standard commercial has morphed into something straight out of a horror movie. But it doesn't stop there. At the same time, another A-list star, Ju Jingyi, is locked in an all-out war with the industry's powerful capital forces. We're talking messy contract terminations, allegations of forgery, and even accusations of economic crimes. Piece by piece, she's dragging the darkest corners of the industry into the spotlight. At first glance, these events might seem unrelated, but is this all really just a coincidence? Hey guys, Sean here, and welcome back to Trace Zero. First off, Happy New Year to every single one of you. I hope this year treats us all better, more success, more wins, and definitely more courage than the last. By the way, how was your New Year's break? Drop a comment below and let me know what you guys got up to. But while the fireworks were going off, things were getting dark in the Chinese entertainment industry. We're talking about everything from bone-chilling videos to an all-out war against a corrupt system. We're diving deep into it all today, because you never know how deep this hole goes. Following the tragic and mysterious passing of Yu Menglong, the internet has been flooded with chilling reports. We're hearing whispers about unspoken rules, long-term psychological control, and even disturbing rumors of cult-like rituals and sacrifices. Rumors have been swirling that Chen Duling might be the next victim. She recently made a public appearance, but instead of putting the rumors to rest, her presence only fanned the flames of the controversy. Have any of you caught that video in the last day or two? I'm talking about the promo for the Tencent Video All-Star Night, the Starlight Awards. The video features Chen Duling smiling as she invites everyone to tune in to the awards ceremony on December 21st. At first glance, it looks like your typical, everyday promo. But then, a blogger by the name of Guangzhi Long Air decided to slow the footage down to 0.2x speed. That's when things got weird. As she's speaking, you can see that when she opens her mouth, her back teeth just disappear. Once this hit the web, the internet absolutely lost it. Everyone's scratching their heads, wondering, is this just a CGI glitch? A lighting issue? Or could this be someone else entirely, pretending to be the Chen Duling we know? But honestly, what's even more bone-chilling is the background. Some eagle-eyed netizens pointed out that the backdrop where Chen Duling recorded the video, that plain gray wall behind her, looks suspiciously like raw concrete. This immediately triggered memories of the concrete walls seen in Yu Menglong's previous live streams, fueling rumors that she's being held captive in a basement. The conversation on social media has shifted. No one is talking about her looks anymore. The comment sections are just filled with the word horror. Some say her expression looks strained and terrified, a far cry from the cheerful person she used to be. There are even whispers that this might be part of some kind of ritual sacrifice. On top of that, Chen Duling's appearance at the Anhui TV International Grand Ceremony on the 16th only added to the unease. She was wearing a long white gown and looked as stunning as ever. She even gave a speech on stage. But when you look at the screenshots from the video, her teeth look off. Even before she entered the venue, she looked visibly drained, as if she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. When she saw her fans, she avoided eye contact, and there was this look in her eyes like she desperately wanted to say something but couldn't. Some people even saw her nearly collapse. She was stumbling so badly that her assistant had to physically support her just so she could walk. She looked like she was in a really dark place. We can't jump to conclusions just yet, but one thing is for sure. The sheer level of suspicion from netizens reflects a deep-rooted distrust that the public has developed toward this industry. So, what do you guys think is actually going on with Chen Duling's teeth? I'd love to hear your theories, so let me know in the comments below. There's one more thing that's been blowing up over the last couple of days. Ju Jingyi and her former agency, Star 48, have officially gone to war. The gloves are off, and they've completely burned bridges with each other. Look, in this industry, it's perfectly normal standard, even for an artist to part ways with their agency once their contract is up. Ju Jingyi's team has made it clear that her contract officially wrapped up in June of this year, and she had no intention of renewing it. But Star 48 wasn't having it. Over the last 48 hours, both sides have been at each other's throats, firing off official statements that have been dropping like flies, or as they say, piling up like falling snow. What really makes this whole situation feel dirty to me is the ultimatum Star 48 dropped on December 18th. They didn't hold back using incredibly heavy language. They accused Ju Jingyi of being involved in serious economic crimes. They even went as far as threatening to file a formal, verified report with state authorities to have her investigated. Hearing this, is it starting to give you the chills? In the current climate of the Chinese entertainment industry, the moment an artist is linked to words like taxes or criminal activity, it's a death sentence. They're essentially being herded toward a total blacklist. This isn't just a standard business dispute anymore, it's a calculated attempt to completely destroy an artist's career. First off, let's get one thing straight. What are they actually fighting about? When you strip everything away, the core of the conflict comes down to just one question. Is Ju Jingyi officially a free agent now, or is she still tied down to Star 48? Ju Jingyi's side of the story is pretty straightforward. The contract she signed back in 2013 clearly states in black and white that it was set to expire on the 18th of June, 2024. In other words, she's been acting under the assumption that she's been a free agent for a while now. She even went ahead and set up her own independent studio. But then, Star 48 pulled out a supplementary agreement claiming that she signed it back in 2018. That document supposedly extends their exclusive management rights all the way until 2033. Guys, 2033. Think about that. If this is actually true, it means Ju Jingyi is locked into working for them for nearly another decade. And this is exactly where things take a turn for the dramatic. Ju Jingyi's team immediately played their trump card. She came out and stated that she never even signed that 2018 supplementary agreement, claiming it was a total forgery. And she's not just making noise, her legal team has already taken it to court, requesting a forensic handwriting analysis. The results? According to her lawyers, 2 separate legal audits conducted in February and September of this year found that the authenticity of the signature could not be verified. In plain English, they couldn't prove that the signature on that document actually belonged to Ju Jingyi. This is where things get really interesting. If a court-appointed agency can't even prove that the signature is hers, then how much legal weight does Star 48's lifeline contract actually hold? Many legal experts and influencers believe that, looking at the evidence, Ju Jingyi clearly has the upper hand, both legally and morally. But, putting all that aside, I want to ask you guys, if you were in her shoes, knowing for a fact you never signed a thing, only for your company to pull out a piece of paper and claim you've essentially sold your soul until 2033, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As if the contract dispute wasn't messy enough, now both sides have started airing out their dirty laundry when it comes to the money. And let's be honest, this is the part everyone's been waiting for. Because at the end of the day, we all want to know, how much money does a star of her caliber actually make? To prove they've treated Ju Jingyi like royalty, Star 48 laid all their cards on the table. They claimed that over the years, her total pre-tax earnings amounted to roughly $20 million. On top of that, they've been paying her a steady monthly salary, which currently sits at about $35,000 a month. But it didn't stop there. They also provided her with luxury cars, a private chauffeur, and even bought her a 1,600 square foot luxury apartment with a prime river view at the Bund for her to live in. Sounds pretty convincing, right? Some netizens even chimed in, saying, $35,000 a month? I don't even make that in a year, and she's still not satisfied? But some media outlets are looking at it differently. They point out that as Star 48's top sister, their undisputed cash cow, over the years, Ju Jingyi has carried dozens of big heroin dramas on her back, generating massive revenue and insane amounts of traffic for the company. When you look at the sheer value she's created, that $20 million payout spread over a whole decade is actually considered pretty pathetic by industry insiders. In fact, there's a rumor circulating that in just 1 year of being independent, she could potentially out-earn everything she made during her entire 10-year stint with Star 48. More crucially, Ju Jingyi's team is accusing the company of using yin-yang contracts, essentially, keeping double books to hide their actual earnings. They claim the agency has been skimming off her commissions for years, leaving her with a fraction of what she actually earned. And as for those luxury cars and that fancy apartment, insiders are pointing out that they're all registered under the company's name. In short, they were just company assets lent to her for work. The moment she walks out that door, she leaves it all behind. The house and the cars stay with the agency. So, what do we have here? Is this a case of an ungrateful wolf biting the hand that fed her? Or is she just another worker being squeezed dry by corporate greed? I think you can all weigh the evidence and decide for yourselves. If the drama over contracts and money is just business as usual in this industry, then the leaks coming from her former teammates just took things to a whole new level. This isn't just a dispute anymore, it's turned into something far more serious. Zheng Yanfen, a former SNH 48 member and teammate of Ju Jingyi, finally broke her silence. She posted a long, heartfelt statement on Weibo in full support of Ju, and her leaks were incredibly specific, focusing on two main bombshells. First, the financial exploitation. She claimed that even when she landed a drama role worth about $140,000, she only saw roughly $12,500 of that money. If you do the math, the company was taking a staggering 91% cut. On top of that, when she asked for time off from theater performances to shoot a photo book and record music, the company retaliated by freezing her salary and withholding her bonuses. To make matters worse, when she tried to leave, they slapped her with a $420,000 exit fee. It was only after they saw how much her family was struggling with poverty that they lowered the fine to $85,000 and let her go. Second, the hostess's allegations. This is the most shocking part. Zheng Yanfen alleged that between 2014 and 2017, while the company was gearing up for an IPO, several members were ordered to attend business banquets to entertain and drink with corporate bosses. Even though she tried to play devil's advocate for a moment, suggesting it might have just been socializing and that the big boss would surely protect them, the damage was already done. The second the phrase "called in to entertain and drink" hit the timeline, the internet absolutely lost it. Star 48 didn't waste a second. They fired back by heading straight to the police, dismissing the allegations as nothing more than slander and defamation. They've already filed an official report with the Shanghai Public Security Bureau and have handed the case over to their lawyers to move forward with a full-blown lawsuit. The whole situation has spiraled into a total Rashomon effect. The fact that Zheng Yanfen is willing to use her real name to blow the whistle and back Ju Jingyi in the middle of this firestorm suggests she might actually be holding some serious receipts. On the flip side, Star 48's immediate move to involve the police shows they're either incredibly confident or, at the very least, desperate to project an image of total control. Here's the interesting part. Even after Star 48 flashed the bills, called the police, and shouted about economic crimes, the public is still overwhelmingly on Ju Jingyi's side. Why? Because Star 48's track record is frankly disastrous. In the last decade, they've sued over 20 of their own artists. Names like Huang Tingting and Zhao Yue might ring a bell. Former member Zheng Dani once described their contracts as invisible shackles, while Zhang Yug felt less like a star and more like a factory worker, spending 80% of her time stuck in a loop of repetitive theater shows. To the public, Ju Jingyi isn't just a rebel. She's someone finally breaking free from an industry sweatshop. To make matters worse, Star 48 actually went ahead and trademarked Ju Jingyi's name and even registered her domain names. It sends a chilling message. Even if you leave, your name and your entire identity still belong to me, and I can do whatever I want with them. Looking at all this, many netizens feel this is just a classic dragnet business model. They recruit a massive pool of young girls, and if one of them actually makes it big, they grip her so tight they never let go. As for the girls who don't find fame, they're just used as background noise and left to rot in the system. Being the most popular member of the group, it's no wonder Ju Jingyi has become the one they're most desperate to keep in chains. The dust is far from settled in this massive legal battle. But for Ju Jingyi, the stakes have never been higher. Everything she's built is on the line. As of now, she has 4 major dramas lined up for release, including the highly anticipated 1,000 Fragrances, a collaboration with Song Wei Long, and the Painted Skin spin-off, Yue Lin Chi Ji, produced by Guo Jingming. These projects were originally slated to hit the screens in early 2026. Now that Star 48 has hit her with serious allegations of economic crimes, Ju Jingyi's career is hanging by a thread. If these lawsuits drag on, her upcoming dramas could be shelved indefinitely due to at-risk artist clauses. For an actress in her prime, this is devastating. It's already been nearly 600 days since her last official release. However, some industry insiders argue that platforms are becoming less sensitive to financial disputes. As long as the government doesn't issue a formal ban, there's still a good chance her projects will air as planned. On one hand, agencies invest heavily in rookies and feel betrayed when stars jump ship the moment they hit it big. On the other hand, artists sacrifice their youth and labor only to be met with unfair pay and lifetime 20-year contracts that feel more like traps than careers. Whatever the court decides, this case will likely become the new benchmark for talent management in China's entertainment industry. All right, that's the breakdown for today. What do you guys think? Will Star 48 actually succeed in taking Ju Jingyi down with these economic crime allegations? Or will she follow in the footsteps of those before her, paying the price for her freedom and finally flying solo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the discussion started. Thanks for tuning in to this look at the conspiracies and the harsh realities of the entertainment world. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. And if you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.